Alright, so when I turned 16, I finally got my license. I was so excited, and I got my first vehicle, which was a massive red truck. It was a Ford F-150. I was obsessed with it. I had to basically climb into it, and I drove it everywhere. And on December 29th, 2009, I was driving to meet up with a couple of my friends, and it was dark, and it was icy out. And they were texting me to hurry up, and I felt a lot of pressure to answer right away. So I picked up my phone and was just writing that I would be there in a couple minutes. And I didn't finish my text, actually. I glanced up and realized I'd gone off the road, and I was heading straight for a telephone pole. And I actually hit the telephone pole head-on at about 65 or 70 miles per hour. And the entire telephone pole cracked in half and was laying on top of my truck. I had just about every firefighter and police officer in the entire town there. It was the scariest thing that's ever happened to me. I even had a group of firefighters come up to me and say that if I wasn't driving such a big vehicle, I wouldn't be alive right now. So, and not to mention, I totaled my beautiful truck, and I had to pay $4 grand for the telephone pole to be rebuilt, which wasn't fun, so. Texting while driving is a growing trend and national epidemic, quickly becoming one of the country's top killers. Drivers assume that they can text and drive and still remain safe, but the numbers don't lie. In 2011, at least 23% of car crashes involve cell phones. 16,000 drivers were killed by texting and driving between 2001 and 2007. That's over 6 people dying every day from cell phone-related car accidents. So why is texting while driving so dangerous? 5 seconds is the minimal amount of time that your attention is taken away from driving while you're texting. If you were traveling at 55 miles per hour, which is a pretty average speed, you would have traveled the length of a football field, and a lot can happen in that time. Many people don't see this as a problem because drivers assume that they can multitask. I'm sure all of you have witnessed the strange things that people try to do while they're driving, like eating and even putting on makeup. An alarming 77% of young adults actually feel confident that they're able to text and drive safely. But this is a problem. While texting, you're actually spending 10% of the time out of your lane. So what about Siri? I'm sure all of you have heard of Siri. It's for an iPhone, and a lot of people think that it's a safe way to text and drive. And even the Apple ads and commercials show people in their cars texting and talking to Siri. So I have a little video about this.
One thing I get asked a lot from readers is whether or not you can really believe those commercials that Apple has of people driving and talking to Siri on their iPhones, hands-free, and being able to text effortlessly. Obviously in Oregon, texting is legal, but these Apple ads seem to say that you can get around that by using Siri and just telling Siri what to text. We thought we'd take it out and give it a shot with the standard equipment that Apple has in the ads, with the earbud that you talk into with the microphone, and see if it's as easy as they seem to say it is.
As soon as we get out of the tunnel, I'm going to try to text my wife Heidi and see if it goes through. Text Heidi.
What do you want to say to Heidi?
How was your day?
I updated your message. It says, how was your day? Ready to send it?
Yes. Siri, are you there?
Wherever you are, that's where I am.
I wanted you to text Heidi.
Okay, I can send a text to Heidi for you. What would you like me to say?
How's your day going? Siri, are you there?
At your service.
Why aren't you sending my text?
Is that what you think?
I'm really confused right now. It's raining out, and I need you to send a text to Heidi.
Which one? Francisco OA, a J, or a Davenport?
Never mind.
Okay.
Why are you playing Radiohead?
We were talking about you, not me.
Okay. So the rest of the video just goes on about the same. He just gets more frustrated. And he eventually just admits that he just wants to pick up the phone and text it himself, which I'm sure would happen with most people because the urge to not look down and fix what's going on is really hard. So in a lot of ways, I think it's just as bad as texting and driving. And for people that think it's better to talk to a speakerphone while you're driving, drivers actually experience distraction even when they talk on cell phones hands-free. The brain is forced to switch back and forth between two competing activities. This causes the brain to look at but not actually see the objects in front of it. This phenomenon is called inattention blindness. This causes drivers to miss exits or blow by red lights and stop signs. These two maps, they're kind of small, but show the current laws for cell phone use in a car. As you can see, most of these states already ban texting while driving, and I think eventually all of the states will follow suit. And on the second map, you can see that New York actually doesn't allow any sort of handheld cell phone use. So if you did have Siri and you were using it and you picked it up to send your message or fix it, you'd actually be breaking the law. After the start of the law against texting and driving, in New York City, the number of tickets increased to 11,000, up from only 1,000 the year before, while more than 20,000 tickets were issued statewide. Texting and driving is obviously illegal, and it can increase penalties from 2 or 3 points and has a potential fine of $150. While driving, texting is the most dangerous of all cell phone-related tasks. You are 23 times more likely to be in a car crash and have about 90% less control of your steering wheel. In fact, several studies have shown it to be actually worse than drunk driving. While an unimpaired driver can respond quickly to changes in traffic and begin braking within half a second, a legally drunk driver needs 4 additional feet to begin braking. And someone that's texting and driving actually needs 70 additional feet compared to the 4 that a drunk driver would need. So in conclusion, I'm sure that most of you, if not all of you, have texted while you were driving before, and nothing has ever happened. Count yourself lucky. By continuing to do this, you're increasing your chances of being in an accident, and you're putting your life on the line. Not only are you endangering yourself, but you're endangering the people around you. If I were not so lucky, I might not be alive today because of texting and driving. So the next time you hear your phone go off in your car, just remember that it's not worth the risk. Any questions?
I do, just a second.
Okay.
Everybody else knows.
Yeah.
Guilty, but anyway,
Most people are.
is the law, when you put up the chart with the laws in all the states that had ban, was that a ban on, I mean, maybe someone forgot it, but is it a ban on texting or cell phone use, or are they related differently?
The first map was just texting. The second map, there's not that many states, but you can't even pick up your phone to any sort of handheld cell phone activity. I think it means.
Okay.
So that would qualify as New York. So we wouldn't be.
You weren't physically injured in the
I had cuts and stuff, but
comparatively?
yeah, I was really lucky.
For that truck.
So yeah,
No,
it's sad.
no, sure. Anything else? Just an aside, it just cost me $150 to pay a parking ticket, which was, the cell phone, I think I told you I got picked up at the property this semester or something. Top down, she said, at least put it on at least, drop it when you see me, I threw out the clock. You know, and I didn't have to pay a lawyer fee, but it would have been because of a friend of mine. But interestingly enough, they don't take the cell phone violation and take it out to a 0 point if you go bargain it yourself. They take it to a lower 3 points. It's worth 3-point violation. They'll take it to 2, but they won't take it out to parking or something that's not going to show, you know, the next time you're picked up. So it's a little tricky. So it's pass that on. If you think you're going to just bargain it down, either they're getting tougher on that, or they just decide that they don't take it down to 0-point violation. I think it's harder to do. It can get expensive. Thank you.
Yeah.